The M340i, a very familiar car to us. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 B58s in the shop right now on which we're working, all with different kind of hardware setups. But on this one, let me tell you what we did. With great power comes great responsibility. Of course, you need some awesome brakes to have the car stopping. Just one misconception that some people have. So I sometimes see comments like, yeah, with more power, you also need bigger brakes. No, that's not the case, because, for example, this car can do 250 kph, right? With the original brakes. It can also do 250 kph with the tuning. The braking is exactly the same in both scenarios. If it has 100 horsepower, because when you're driving 250 constantly, you are not using 600 or 500 horsepower. The braking power will be the same. It doesn't matter. But what normally happens is if you are upgrading a vehicle with more power and it is significantly more than original, that the stock car cannot even do 250 and the tuned one can do it, then there's a difference between the top speed of a car on which you're braking and the original brake, for example, of a 318i G20. They are not really meant for that purpose. But still, as a owner, you are perfectly capable of knowing how to deal with your brakes and in what way to use them. So it's completely subjective, but also factual is that you can have more consistent braking with bigger brakes, and these are the M-Performance Big Brake Kit upgrade. Besides the fact that they look awesome, they also provide very good stopping power. Secondly, the exhaust. So for this car, we did not fit a OPF delete mid-pipe on the car. Why not? There are a lot of mid-pipes that you can fit to a vehicle, but fitting a mid-pipe will also mean that you lose some kind of resonation that the OEM mid-pipe already offers. So the OEM mid-pipe has a resonator in the middle, the OPFs are in front. What we did to this car is make a custom section on the mid-pipe itself. So it is completely airtight, it doesn't have any extra clamps, whatever, compared to the stock one. It is TIG welded together and it is custom made. That offers both the performance, a really good sound, and also the resonated function of a OEM mid-pipe. So that's one. The second thing that we did is fitting a 200 cell BERKPerformance downpipe on the vehicle. Catless will be a little bit too much of a smell, but in this case, the 200 cell is a perfect setup for the owner and for the purpose it is meant to be. So the 200 cell downpipe with less cells than the original one, a custom made mid-pipe, that combination without the smell is providing this car both the sound but also the comfort that this setup is going to give it with the resonated function in the mid-pipe itself. Perfect. And final but not least, because we still have to get to the software part, the Wagner Intake Manifold. Oleg, you're going to hate me, but show the screen please. 36.6 degrees ambient environment temperature here at this moment as I'm speaking. This is very hot. It is incredibly hot, and I will not offer any data right now with data logging and everything. For that one, you can check the other videos, so the X5 Stage 3, which we fitted with this same intake manifold, where you can see some data regarding that. But I can tell you, if you have the ambient temperature, like 36 degrees, for example, IAT will be like 10, 15 degrees always above ambient temperature. So approximately around 40, 45, sometimes 50 degrees when you're running back to back. The intake manifold is doing a wonderful job. When I'm doing consistent runs after each other, and I did, then the power delivery is just the same all the time, like with minor differences. And I just know, maybe if we have time to put it in, the other M340i will not get the intake manifold upgrade. Probably it will be in the same ambient temperatures that we are having right now here in the Netherlands, which is crazy hot. So you can really see the difference, and I can tell you, this will do more than 60 degrees intake air temperatures with a tuning on that vehicle. Well, this one stayed flat around 40, 45 with this ambient temperature outside. So really, if you have the budget, just upgrade this thing. This is the heart of how you're getting more consistent power in a safe way. So yeah, very good investment of the owner. Good job. And one more thing, this car had a problem. The problem was the high pressure fuel pump. The car has run 30,000 kilometers right now, so that's approximately 20,000 miles, I would say. And the car has been fitted with the TU pump out of the factory, of course, because this is a facelift M340i, the newest version. When we were adding just a little bit of ethanol to simulate the 102 map, because we add like 10% ethanol on top of 98 RON to simulate 102 fuel. It's not exactly the same, but we don't have 102 right now. The fuel pump was crashing, and I was like, did I do something in the software, or what is going wrong? Because it should be able to handle that quite easily. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to change high pressure fuel pump, because we already had some scenarios on B58s, even on S58s, on which the original high pressure fuel pump just fills. There's like maybe a bad batch on few of them. When you're pushing them a little bit more than stock, they start to fill. We changed it with a OEM BMW high pressure fuel pump, and it works perfectly fine again. So that's something to take into account, that even though that a car is new, doesn't mean necessarily that all the hardware parts are operating as they should be. Especially when you're tuning it, you can really discover these kind of things. As for the software, multi-map on MHD, custom tuned, 3 maps, 95 RON, 98 RON and 102 RON. We flashed the gearbox software with the XHP. That's it, to be honest. Should we go to the results? Let's see what the car did in this heat, of course. So before getting into the results, let's just have a listen to how this exhaust sound sounds like. And then, you know, that. As for the results, let's start. The blue line. The blue line shows you the original numbers. The car was doing 530 Newton meters of torque and peak power 384 horsepower, as it should do, 500 Newton meters and 385 horsepower, I think, because it's 374 plus 11, it's around 385 horsepower. So it's perfectly fine. It was doing these numbers in the heat with the downpipe, with the OPF delete and with the intercooler installed. I don't care about the numbers. It's a little bit lower than what a other one should do or will do, because normally they do around 400 horsepower stock, but then again the temperatures are lower. So it is not comparing apples with apples. The important part is the delta. The delta, as you can see, this is the first map. This is a 95 RON map, the red line. The red line is showing 622 Newton meters of torque. So a fair bit amount of torque increase all over the rev range, and peak power around 447 horsepower on 95 RON fuel, which is perfect. Then we get, these are the maps, by the way. So I made, let me just show you here. These are the colors and the maps. So this is 95, 98 and 102. I will show you the 98 RON map. As you can see, fair amount more torque at the low RPM range, so around 680 Newton meters of torque. And peak power, yeah, this is not a really good run, to be honest. I think I have better runs, but I don't know where it is right now. But it should do around 470 horsepower. This run did 464, but as you can see, it was getting more hot at the top, so it was dipping a little bit, but it's not really doing that. It is just that I am consistently testing after each other, and when it's like 37 degrees temperature here in the dyno, and then you're running these cars, believe me, they get really, really hot. So let's say on 98 RON fuel, approximately 470 horsepower right now, and 680 Newton meters of torque. And then we get to the 102 map, It is again significantly more. As you can see, a torque increase, 708 Newton meters of torque and around 490-ish horsepower. Because look, I will show you here one more thing. Here you can see just, oh here, this is by the way, where the fuel pump was not doing its job anymore. So it was stopping and cutting power around 5,000 RPM. So that's where I was starting to discover that there was something wrong with the fuel pump. But here you can see around 494 horsepower. This one did 495 horsepower. So it is around 500 horsepower in the heat that we have right now. Normally they do, with colder weather, around 510 horsepower, I would say, on 102 fuel and around 480 horsepower on 98 RON. So it is not even that big of a gap, to be honest. The car will just perform absolutely wonderful on the road, especially compared to the stock software and to the stock hardware setup that this car had. It is also more alive, more present when you're driving the car, and just more reactive when you're just touching the throttle. Not overly reactive, but more reactive in a better way without less lag of the turbocharger. And it is just a great platform to tune, to be honest. The lines are good, so you have to look at it. So if you don't know anything about tuning, you just have to look at this line. So the blue line here is stock, and the other lines, like the way the power is building up and how smooth the lines are looking, that should already give you a view of how the tuning is. And this is just absolute perfection. So I like it. So thank you all very much for watching again. I just want to point out, the takeaway from this video is to know that not every car on every day will deliver the same amount of power that a previous car did. It simply is dependent on temperatures. Even though if you're upgrading some parts, the car will be better, more consistent with those parts at that specific moment with those variables outside. And if we're going to rerun this car in the winter, it will absolutely destroy the results that I just shown you. So yeah, thank you very much for watching again. Just one more last thing, if you subscribe to our channel, we have quite a cool BMW M5 in the shop right now on which we're going to do a few tweaks. You can see that in the next video. Take care, bye-bye.